Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, this is a clip from Tommy Robinson, who was just about to attend the Westminster Magistrates Court to answer a plea or to make a plea on whether he is guilty or not guilty of harassing two journalists. But it's not about that so much, but what this clip is about Tommy Robinson, who is a journalist, explaining and schooling the MSM on what the difference between a journalist and a reporter is. So guys, check this out. I think it would be quite eye-opening.
ITV?
Yeah, I'm ITV.
You're ITV?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Did you watch my documentary, Silence?
No.
Hold on, shush. So I made a documentary that had 167 million views. I spent 7 months on solitary confinement. You've come here today to report on me being dragged through the courts again. And as a journalist, you haven't watched that film.
I haven't watched.
So what Tommy's asking this person from ITV, who I think said they are a journalist, I'm not certain on that. So this person has come to report on Tommy Robinson's court hearing. And what Tommy's saying is that he hasn't even had the good grace to actually watch the film Tommy Robinson put online for everyone to see, which has led to all of these court cases, imprisonments, this, that, and everything else. So as a journalist, you'd have thought you'd do your research and look into everything before you report on a case. But I don't know. This is 2025. We're no longer in 1995. So it looks like everything's been dumbed down. Everything's been dumbed down.
To report on me being dragged through the courts again. And as a journalist, you haven't watched that film.
I haven't watched it.
You're not a journalist. You're a propaganda machine. You're not even here to find the news. Okay, what am I here for now?
You're here to go to court about harassing a couple of journalists, was it?
And what do you know about that?
I don't know much about
He
it.
doesn't know anything.
This guy, really?
About harassing a couple of journalists, was it?
And what do you know about that?
I don't know much about
He
it.
doesn't know anything about it. Of course he doesn't. Have you watched my documentary that went out last night?
No. I'm the cameraman.
Okay, so you haven't.
Going to court.
So you haven't. So basically, you know nothing at all. You're going to come and get your little snippets, and then your pre-written article, which is going to allege and imply to the British public that I've caused fear of violence of men. Yeah, that's what you're here for. You're not here for.
Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
will be an unbiased report about you going into court
You're the ITV.
on ITV. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be unbiased. Okay.
ITV and unbiased? BBC and unbiased? Really?
Well, hopefully it will be unbiased.
I hope it will as well. But if you want to be unbiased, try doing some investigation as a journalist. Because you're not a journalist, you're a reporter. You shouldn't call yourself a journalist. You're here to report pre-written articles. You're here.
I like that. Unless you do investigation and research before you publicize something, report on something, you're not a journalist, you're just a reporter. You're just here to read lines and regurgitate written text. I like that, and I think I want to remember that. Me, myself, I am not a journalist. I'm not even a reporter. I am just someone who is expressing an opinion on what I see. So I don't class myself as a journalist or reporter. I class myself as just someone who is speaking his mind and using his right for free speech.
You're not a journalist, you're a reporter. You shouldn't call yourself a journalist. You're here to report pre-written articles. You're here to report an agenda. If you was a journalist, you'd have watched my film, you'd have understand why I'm in court today. You don't even know why I'm in court. So what are you doing here?
Well, when it all comes out, it'll come out in court.
Well, no, what will come out is your headline. That's the problem. What comes out is your headline. Okay? And your headline but your headline is based on no investigation. You've just said that. Okay, these men tracked down my family, they photographed innocent members of my family, then put them in danger.
Outrageous.
I then said to them, do you think I should be able to ask journalists questions? Do you think I should be able to contact a journalist and say, I'm going to ask you a question on camera? Do you think?
Well, I think that everyone has an opinion.
Okay, so do you think I should be able to contact a journalist? Say you're a journalist now, yeah? So I know who you are now. Yeah. Should I be able to send you a message saying, I'm going to come with my camera and ask you questions like you've done to me?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
You're meant to be. Do you believe in free speech and free press?
I do.
So you believe in free press?
Yeah.
So I'll ask you again. Do you think I should be able to contact a journalist and tell him I want to ask him a question on camera?
I think you need to perhaps put it through to ITV, to the news
Put-
desk,
I-
speak to them like
So I
that.
need to put it through to ITV on the news desk. Did the Daily
Tommy Robinson is schooling this person. Tommy Robinson is schooling him, and he is squirming. He's on the back foot, not really able to answer with any authority.
Put it through to ITV, to the news
Put-
desk,
I-
speak to them like that.
So I need to put it through to ITV on the news desk. Did the Daily Mail put it through to me when they secretly, covertly recorded my daughter, my ex-wife, and they put pictures of her in a national newspaper endangering? Is that right? Do you think that's right what the Daily Mail did?
No.
So, okay.
No. And I think Tommy Robinson has a right to be very upset about it. If you are covertly recording family members and putting people in danger without their permission or their knowledge, I think that is disgusting. It really is disgusting.
So you don't think
Despicable.
that's right what the Daily Mail did? I'm facing 10 years in jail for saying I want to ask them a question on camera. Do you think that's right? Do you think we've maybe got a biased justice and judiciary? How am I even in court today? They endangered my family. How are you, honestly, you seem like a nice bloke. How are you been sent here and you haven't even looked into this? Because you're going to now just run a headline, and your headline is total lies. So what you're doing is you're feeding propaganda to the public from the establishment that lies about me as a journalist. But Joe,
Guys, whatever you think about Tommy Robinson, whether you support him or you don't support him or you're ambivalent to everything, everyone has the right to fair treatment. I think the only way Tommy Robinson is going to get fair treatment is if he records every aspect, every dealing, every interaction with people from the press or whoever, because otherwise he'll never get a fair hearing and a fair trial. But do people want to do that? I don't think so. So I don't know. Everything can be distorted. No one knows what 100% the truth is apart from the actual people who are there. But it seems to me from watching, and not just in Tommy Robinson's case, but in very many other cases, that I don't know if I'm actually witnessing or I've been told the truth. And that's from all sides. So there's an element of doubt, an element of mistrust in all of these people. And that is not what we want in this society. We want something about truth, but there is no truth. There really is no truth.
feeding propaganda to the public from the establishment that lies about me as a journalist. But do you know why? Because you're controllable, yeah, I get it. You're worried about losing your job. I'm not. So they can't control me. So I'll turn the camera on you, people like you, and say they're lying. This is how they're lying, right? And that's what I do. And because they don't like that, I get tied up through these courts. Lawfare after lawfare after lawfare. I've done nothing wrong.
I love that. Lawfare. I need to look into that. Lawfare, warfare. They're using words. Remember, some people say that the pen is mightier than the sword. So they're turning warfare into lawfare or morphing them together. That is interesting. Very interesting.
I've done nothing wrong. My only crime, 2 crimes. Being an uncontrollable journalist and being a decade ahead of the rest of the population on the problems. Now, I have to get into court because I don't want to upset the judge anymore, yeah?
I love that.
Rest of the population on the problems. Now, I have to get into court because I don't want to upset the judge anymore, yeah? See you later.
Wow, that was really interesting. So Tommy Robinson is showing people that he is a step ahead of the rest in more ways than one. So he's using their own weapons against that they're training on him against them. So their weapons of the camera, the microphone, etc., used to try to trap Tommy, he's turned it against them to say, well, if you're going to be reporting this, you could at least have the decency to investigate and to research the case that you're reporting on. Guys, let me know down here in the comment section what you think. Was Tommy Robinson correct to tell the cameraman stroke reporter exactly as he did? Or let me know in the comment section. Anyway, guys, make certain you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and please come back to the next Toilet TV reaction.